asked, he goes, Shantora, instead of just, leaving guys whenever, they are just, not doing things that you think they should be doing, why don't you work with that man, help build that man, help create that man? And I told him, I said, well, I was in a marriage and I was with the same dude for about 8 years. And, based off of that, having to build a man and help make a man did not work for me. I need someone to be on the level that I need them to be on, a Pacific level. You don't have to be perfect, but I need them to be on a certain level so that we can build together. I do not have to be someone's mama and daddy. And based off of my from what I've dealt with, I built this man up so much. He was, so relying on his mom and dependent on her, and he didn't know how to do anything. He didn't know how to pay bills. He didn't know how to calculate money. He didn't know how to make money. I mean, it was so many things that this man did not know how to do. So I step in, and I help him get a job. I help us get into a house. I help him get a car. I help him file his taxes. I get his credit, together. I, build his credit. Excuse me. I do everything that I need to do, to help this man, And what did he do? Well, he progressed. He did better. He, made a conscious effort. But then, after some time, he decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stick with my old ways, And from what I've learned from that situation is that a man should already kind of be what you somewhat need or what you somewhat want from a man. They don't have to be completely perfect, but there are certain deal breakers for me. Like, somebody, who, has no ambition, has no motives, has no dreams. That person is a deal breaker for me. So I'm not going to go and make someone who has no ambition have ambition, because at the end of the day, years later, days later, weeks later, however long it takes them, I mean, we don't know if this person really wanted to change or if it was part of the chase, and I do not want to help build somebody just for them to fall back apart. And not fall apart and try to do better, but fall apart and be like, you know what, I decided that I loved my old ways better. And that's kind of what my ex-husband told me. So that's why I was like, as far as building someone up, no, that's not happening anymore. Something that I will do differently, though, is that I will, if I decided to date or decided to, pursue anyone, which at this time it's not necessarily a necessity, but when I decide to do those things, that's when I'm going to go ahead and search for somebody who is somewhat what I want from a man. Like, he's going to have some type of ambition, some type of goals, have some type of progress in his life, have, some type of just something, he can't just be somebody who has no goals, no ambition, no dreams, no future, and I know that sounds really, really harsh, but I mean, some people, all they think their future relies in is getting high all day and just sitting on their ass, but I want more for my life. I want to travel, I want to, do community service. I want to donate to people. I want to build a company, there's a lot of things that I want to do. And obviously, I can't be with somebody who has no ambition and no goals and then expect them to help me. Because, a part of a relationship, I feel like, is a teamwork. And if one person is doing everything and one person has all the goals and ambition, what happens when that person falls? What happens if let's say if I'm the person who has all the goals, have all the dreams, have all the ambition, and I fall apart, and I have nobody to pick me up because I got with somebody who's just kind of like, well, we can just be comfortable working our 20 hours a week part-time job. No, it's not going to cut it. So when he told me that, that's when I kind of, told him that. And I said, well, this time around, it's going to be a lot different. I kind of learned my lesson based off of, what I've experienced. And I just decided that this is a difference, a different reality for me. It's going to be a different type of man that I would prefer to attract, and a type of man that, I'm going to attract, because I think very, very highly of myself. I think a lot different than I thought, a couple of years ago when I did get married initially, because I felt like, well, let me be his ride or die. And you know what? Sometimes you have to care enough about you. You can't just. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling on. Let's get back on subject. I want better and I need better in life, period. It doesn't matter, where I've been. It don't matter, where I'm at right now. What matters is where I'm going. So I need better. And so I'm not going to just tolerate anyone to come in my life and just be any old type of way. There's a particular thing. And I feel like a lot of people have to be very, very picky. Let's not say picky. That's a bad word, because hell, everybody has issues, obviously. So you can't just be with someone perfect. But, you have to be pretty precise on what type of person you allow to be in your life, because then, years later, when you go around whining, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, it was really your fault because you chose him. So you have to be very, very careful who you choose to make a lifelong partnership with. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. I'm definitely not going to help build anybody up unless they're already up or they're where I'm at and we're just trying to go higher, Anyway, so that's all I really wanted to say. It's just a little bit of my thoughts and perception on things like that. So, I'm out of breath. Y'all have a good day. Good night.